The sensory void, the reign of the eyeless titans. The hook. A deep-sea probe glides into a narrow fissure at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. The floodlights reveal a creature that looks like a pale, translucent ghost. It has a massive, gaping maw filled with needle-like teeth, but where its eyes should be, there is only smooth, unbroken skin. The creature doesn't flinch at the blinding light. It's completely indifferent to it. Instead, its snout twitches, detecting the faint electromagnetic field of the probe's battery and the chemical scent of the lubricant on its gears. It moves with a sudden, violent grace, snapping at the water exactly where the probe's mechanical arm is extended. It cannot see its prey, but it can feel its soul. The introduction. In the sunlit layers of the ocean, sight is the king of senses. But as you descend past the midnight zone and into the crushing depths of the Hadal trenches, light becomes a forgotten concept. Here, eyes are not just unnecessary, they are a biological liability, an expensive organ to maintain that provides zero return. Over millions of years, nature has performed a radical surgery on the inhabitants of the deep, removing their sight and redirecting that energy into something far more potent, a sense of smell and vibration detection that borders on the supernatural. These eyeless monsters are the ultimate proof of Darwinian adaptation. By losing their vision, they have gained a panoramic understanding of their environment that humans can barely imagine. They live in a world of scentscapes and vibration maps, where every movement in the water is a beacon and every chemical trail is a roadmap to a meal. The anatomy of the blind stalkers. The most striking feature of these creatures is their facial structure. In place of eye sockets, their skulls have evolved massive nasal cavities and specialized sensory pits. The nose of an eyeless abyssal fish is not just for smelling, it's a complex chemical laboratory. They can detect a single drop of blood or the pheromones of a mate across miles of turbulent, high-pressure water. Their bodies are often covered in a highly sensitive lateral line system that acts like a 360-degree radar. This system detects minute changes in water pressure, allowing the fish to see the shape and size of nearby objects by the way the water moves around them. Their skin is frequently translucent or a ghostly pink, devoid of the pigments needed to hide from eyes that do not exist. Their teeth are often longer and more recurved than surface fish, ensuring that once they strike their invisible prey, there is no escape. Hunting in the chemical cloud. For an eyeless predator, hunting is a game of patience and precision. They do not wander aimlessly. Instead, they position themselves in the path of deep-sea currents, waiting for a scent plume. This could be the smell of a whale fall, the waste of a distant colony, or the distress chemicals released by an injured creature. Once a scent is caught, the eyeless monster becomes a heat-seeking missile. It follows the gradient of the smell, its snout twitching as it narrows down the location. As it nears the target, its lateral line takes over, sensing the panic-driven vibrations of the prey. The attack is swift and surgical. Because they cannot afford to miss, these blind predators have developed a strike zone accuracy that rivals any hawk or cheetah on the surface. They don't need to see the target. They inhabit the same space as the target's vibration. The climax, the silent ambush. The true terror of these creatures is their silence. Imagine a team of divers in a high-tech diving bell, looking out into the blackness. Their lights show nothing but empty water, but just outside the beam, an eyeless titan is circling. It's not bothered by the light, it's focused on the rhythmic thump-thump of the divers' hearts and the metallic hiss of their oxygen tanks. The climax occurs when the creature finally decides to investigate. It doesn't charge from the front, it glides from below, its sightless head brushing against the glass. The divers see a mouth full of teeth and a face with no eyes, a literal personification of the void. The realization that the creature has been watching them with its nose and skin for 20 minutes while they saw nothing is the ultimate psychological blow. It's the perfect predator because it operates on a frequency we are not evolved to understand. The rivalry, the blind versus the glowing. An interesting rivalry exists in the deep between the blind and the bioluminescent. While many creatures use light to lure prey, the eyeless monsters are immune to these traps. An anglerfish can flash its lure all it wants, but to a blind predator, that light is non-existent. However, the anglerfish still moves and it still smells like food. This creates a unique ecological balance. The blind have a distinct advantage over those who rely on light, as they cannot be deceived by visual mimicry. The rivalry is a battle between those who try to control the light and those who have transcended the need for it entirely. In the trenches, the blind often become the hunters of the hunters. The legacy of the Hadal void. The eyeless monsters are the guardians of the planet's final secrets. They thrive in conditions that would crush any other form of life, proving that perfection in nature is entirely relative to the environment. Their existence challenges our human-centric view that sight is the primary sense of a complex being. The legacy of these creatures is one of pure survival. They have stripped away everything non-essential to become the perfect manifestation of the abyss. They are a reminder that in the dark, you don't need to see to be a king. You only need to listen to the water and follow the scent of the void. The conclusion. The eyeless monsters of the deep are not lesser because they are blind. They are more because they have adapted to the darkness. They are the ultimate expression of life's ability to pivot and overcome. As we continue to send our machines into the deepest trenches, we must be prepared to meet these sightless sentinels. They will not blink at our lights. They will not be intimidated by our cameras. They will simply smell our presence, feel our vibrations, and continue their eternal patrol of the lightless world. The abyss is their kingdom, and in that kingdom, the blind are the only ones who truly know what is happening in the dark.